One of the most common ways to start a difficult conversation with people is one of the worst ways that we can do. And that is starting a conversation by saying, we need to talk. Those four words will only make people defensive, and they're going to wonder, oh my gosh, what do we need to talk about? Do we really need to? Am I in trouble? And it doesn't matter if you're the one saying it or the one hearing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 steps of a better way to have those difficult conversations that's going to end in a likelihood of agreement without all the drama and defensiveness. Now, those 3 steps you can find in this book of Attracting Authentic Relationships. And let's start with step number 1. Now, step number 1 is you want to frame this conversation. So instead of saying we need to talk, which makes people wonder, what do we need to talk about? You would instead say, I would like to talk to you about X, and at the end of the conversation, I would love if we ended, put your desired outcome. So for example, you could say, let's say you're living with a roommate and you can start a conversation by saying, I would like to talk to you about the household chores. And at the end of this conversation, I would love for us to feel like we're both supported and doing what needs to be done around the house, right? That is a way better way than saying we need to talk and leaving it kind of mysterious. Now, step number 2 is we want to lead with curiosity. So the mistake a lot of people make is they'll just go right into, here's what I think needs to happen, or here's why you're wrong, or here's why what you do frustrates me, which again only makes the other person more defensive. But if we instead seek to understand, lead with curiosity, it will open up their mind and be more receptive to your idea that you'll present later. So it would look something like, so say again, the same example we just had. I would love to have a conversation about the household chores, and at the end of it, I would love for us to both feel supported in what we do around the house. What are your thoughts about this? That's where you lead with curiosity. Or you can say, how have you felt about the way things are going so far? All right, leading with that kind of curiosity to open up their mind and their perspective and understand where they're coming from. And their answer might surprise you. But what if you are already convinced that they're just wrong and there's no other perspective to believe about it? Instead of directly attacking them, you could say, and this is a bonus step, by the way, you could say the story I'm making up in my mind is, and then say what you need to say. And by framing it that way, whatever criticism you might have to give, it gives them a chance to either say, you know what, you're right, or that's not exactly accurate, but they're going to be more likely to understand where you're coming from and not be as defensive. Let's move on to step number 3. And the step number 3 is to transition to an agreement. Once they've said what they've said, and then you've said what you've said, you can transition to the agreement by saying, so it sounds like you feel this way about the chores, or it sounds like you are really tired a lot and it's really difficult. How can we both get what we need to make sure things are done properly without feeling overwhelmed? All right, and now we are not just addressing that there's a problem, but now we are addressing a collaborative agreement to that problem. If you do this, it is way better than saying we need to talk. It's way better than just saying, I'm going to tell you like it is and here's why you're wrong, or here's why my idea is better. This makes your person that you're talking to want to work with you. And if this is something that resonates with you, you can download the free PDF that has not only this 3-part framework, but it also has the 3 most common mistakes to avoid. Again, all of these things are just an excerpt from the book that you can get, Attracting Authentic Relationships, which is a way for you to feel emotionally supported and just making sure that you get your needs met in your relationships through conversations and the healthy boundaries.